It is my turn to talk about the scariest, freakiest, most dangerous nights in my van. Oh! Yeah, I'm going to put like a thumbnail that just lures you in with my misfortunes and my scary nights. Oh no. Oh God. Van life is so scary. Living in a freaking van! Living in a freaking van! Yes, I am! I'm living in a freaking van! You do know that 90%, I think I said this on a previous video, I'll say 91% of those videos, I got an itchy ear, hang on. Oh yeah, oh it feels good. 91% of those videos are complete bullshit. They are. What was that? Oh my God, someone's knocking. Oh my God, somebody's threatening me. Ah. Now the ones that aren't bullshit, then fine, you're not bullshit. I get it. Life is dangerous, especially in this country. You could be in your house, you know, someone could break into your house and mess with you. So a helicopter can land on your trailer house or whatever. And it's the same in van life. You never know when someone's going to be stupid. These are things that happened, and I didn't die. You know, nothing horrible happened to me, and I got through it. So yeah, here's a list of however many things that were either freaky, scary, or slightly dangerous that happened to me in my van living over the last few years. So I'm gonna catch a nap. Huh? What was that? Oh my God, I'm out here in the middle of nowhere. Oh, I don't know whether to open the door or not. What am I gonna do? Oh my, oh, I'm so scared. Okay, none of that has ever happened. But between shitty drivers and just shitty people and shitty situations, I've had my share, as anybody has. And I'll share mine if you share yours. Leave a comment about your shittiest day in van life, or scariest, or freakiest, or most dangerous, whatever it is. I like this lifestyle. It's fun. It's been cool so far. But there have been a few things, and I'll try to share them with you. Maybe even share the video of it if it exists. There's a lot of things that I always forget. Like when I'm charged and like kind of like amped and stuff, like some asshole driver, I always, and if I put just asshole drivers on here alone, this would be a 5-hour video of just filming asshole drivers all around this country. They're everywhere, but there's a few on this list. The ones that stood out the most. The most recent time that I was completely freaked out was when I was on the highway. I actually forget, I think it was in Utah. I just bought this van in Los Angeles. I just bought the damn thing, people. And a semi truck had a blowout, tire blowout. It's BAM! And the tire hit the side of this cavernous empty van with no walls or anything on it. And it sounded like somebody shot me or hit me with a car. And I thought, and I looked in the side mirror and I saw something fly down the road, which I thought was my rear bumper. And what I saw flying down the road was the tire. But that scared me. I just bought this van. I spent $40,000 on this freaking van. Went to LA, flew out there, picked it up, not even halfway back. That happens. I could not effing believe it. Something just happened and I don't know what it is. It sounded like somebody hit me. Then I saw a truck pull over. I saw a bumper fly down the road, but I don't see any damage. He got a flat tire, that's all it was. You okay?
You're not hurting?
You look good, you look good. Your tire does not. Another time I was freaked out, and I think I freaked myself out. I'm a skeptic. I don't believe in paranormal garbage and, oh, it's a demon, it's a ghost. They may exist, they may not. I don't know. I don't have time for them. I'll find out someday. But I was in Portland in the middle of the rainforest area there, and there's a place called the Witch's Castle, which funny enough is, look it up. It's a old restroom on a trail, but it's shut down. There's no more anything that resembles a restroom. It's all graffitied over and mossed over, and it looks awesome. I love it. It's beautiful, and it's a cool little hike to get there around streams and, Portland rainforest and stuff like that. But I slept in the parking lot right there, and I don't know if I was supposed to. There's no signs, but I saw 2 other people there. So I'm like, okay, shit. During that night, and it could have been anything. It could have been a bird. It could have been a rainforest squirrel. It could have been the wind. It could have been the traffic from the road that was up the mountain a little bit. It could have been anything. But a couple times during the night, and it wasn't that windy. It was raining, but it wasn't that windy. It's Portland. Of course it's raining. But a couple times during that night, I kept feeling the whole van shake as if someone was shoving it and rocking it. And every time I'd look out, I didn't see anybody. I didn't have cameras at that point. Just a little minivan I had. And it just kept rocking and rocking. And it could have been wind gusts. I'd never slept in that environment before. Who knows what the hell it was, but it scared the crap out of me. And then another time I heard laughter, like high-pitched children type laughter. And I know it was another person. There's porta potties there, whatever. But it was so creepy because when you look out and you don't see anybody, it's like, this is like some Blair Witch shit right now, and I don't like it. Another thing that happened when I just got this van was, this used to be an Amazon delivery van. I know you can probably tell from the color of it. I got pulled over twice on the way home from LA to back here to Detroit. And I'm not afraid of getting pulled over, but I was afraid of getting pulled over at the new van and not having the proper paperwork, which I did not have the proper insurance on it. I was told that my existing insurance was fine. It was not. So I had to call and get it straightened up. That wasn't a big problem. The cops, both times, were awesomely cool. I didn't get a ticket. I didn't get anything, nothing wrong. But this used to be an Amazon van, and it had a speed regulator on it, which would only let me drive this thing at 71 miles an hour. The speed limits out there in some places are 80, okay? So that sucked. Thankfully, I found a guy in Utah who took that off of there. And here's the thing, this is not a freaky, scary, paranormal, dangerous situation, but it got my heart racing because I just got the van, and this one cop's like, dude, if you don't get your insurance, I have to impound your van. I'm like, so yeah, the blood was racing, the heart was pumping, and my mind was a little foggy at that point. I was a little pissed off that I got bad information from my insurance company. I got pulled over. I think I may have been speeding. I don't know. Hey.
Hello.
Was I going fast?
80 and 65.
I was going 80. I didn't get a ticket. I'm being pulled over again. This time I didn't do anything.
Hello.
Hello, how are you?
Oh, not too bad. Just stopped you for the speed. Just going a little quick, okay?
I thought it was 80 through here.
It is. You're going 84.
Oh, okay.
Do you got your driver's license with you?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
While I was filming the movie Vinny's Fantastic Rock and Roll Adventure, there was this lady in a blue car, tiny little like compact blue car, who was the most dangerous driver I've ever come across in my entire life. I was in my minivan and she was riding my ass like I was doing 80 in a 70, which is, I'm an asshole for just doing that, okay? This woman was doing like 120 in this little shitty car. I don't even know how the car got to that speed in the first place, but it was scary. It was like, I've never been that afraid on the road just because of somebody else's driving, because she was inches away from me, like coming. I hate her to this day. I don't know her name. I don't know anything about her, but I don't know if she was drunk. I don't know if she's just stupid. All of the above. I hate her. And it wasn't just me either in my van. It was everybody. She was running in and out of traffic. She got stuck behind some people. I finally got in front of her and called the cops. And I slowed her ass down while riding next to another car. Don't do this unless you're really good at it like me. But no, I slowed her ass down behind me. She was riding my ass like that. I'm telling you, like crazy close. And finally she got around me, took off 150 miles an hour down the road. And I called the cops. A couple miles down the road, side of the road with a cop. I did my civic duty. Not only was she pulled over by the cops, she was leaned over her own trunk in handcuffs, getting ready to be arrested because of me. And I probably saved somebody's life as well. So I'm sure I'm not the only person who called, because she was a piece of shit. I was in Tacoma, Washington, heading to my friend Garrett's house. I got there the night before I said I'd be there, so I just crashed at a Home Depot parking lot. And I called the manager to the Home Depot parking lot and got permission to park. They go, oh yeah, no problem. Just, don't make a mess, whatever. Leave in the morning. Perfect. That's what you do. You try to get permission first. Apparently I called the wrong Home Depot. There's a lot of Home Depots in Tacoma, Washington, apparently. A security guard came out, this guy, he must have been 400 pounds of shit stuffed into a 300-pound capacity bag. This guy was a mess. And he's, you can't park here. And I'm like, dude, I talked to the general manager. He said I could park here. There's no Chris work there. So I called back. I'm like, oh, okay. I'm sorry. I called the wrong freaking Home Depot. Like, how hard of a mistake is that to make? Okay, cool. Whatever, dude. I went to the other Home Depot. There was a little altercation with a security guard there. This little fat-looking dude stuffed into a little cop suit-looking thing. Anyway, I was being very nice, very, very nice. I'm like, I talked to the third person. Apparently, I called the wrong Home Depot. Before I went to bed, another security guard who looked like a piece of shit. And he's like, yeah, you can park it, yeah. All right, mumbling fool. Whatever the hell you just said. I'm like, I talked to Chris, the manager. Go call him. And the same security company, too. And I'm being nice, too. I'm like, they're all yelling and shit. I'm being nice. They have guns. I'm like, oh, I didn't know Tacoma, Washington Home Depot was that big of a crime spot. But anyway, yeah, so he apparently called the manager because he didn't bother me again. I wake up in the morning. And this guy's screaming, get up and get it, get it. I'm like, what the fuck? I peek out my little minivan window. He's got his hand on his piece. I'm saying, dude, if you pull that gun, I'm going to pull mine. Get the fuck out of here. And I'm like, dude, I got permission. I talked to Chris, the general manager, you asshole. Like, what do you get your hand on your gun for? And I'm chewing this guy. And you can tell this guy has no formal training or anything. I mean, something so simple could end your life. Isn't that so dumb? I could have ended his life. He could have ended mine. For what? He's all out of breath. You need to leave. I'm like, I have permission. Oh, I'm gonna find out. You go do that, buddy. The next one's kind of funny because it's not funny at the time because I was scared to death. I was looking for a place to park. I don't remember the city. I don't remember whatever. I'm looking at a Bass Pro Shop, but I don't see anybody else parked there. You always see people parked at a Bass Pro Shop parking lot. I didn't see any signs that say you can't park there or nothing. I just felt weird, and always trust your gut, so I trusted my gut. I saw 2 cops park over there, and cops are not the enemy most of the time, okay? Like 95% of the time, cops are not the enemy. So there's 2 cops. They're facing other ways. So I pull up next to them, and I roll my window down, and they take off. They like, I'm like, what the fuck's just happening? And I put my hands up. I'm like, oh, dude, I had a question. And they're like, oh my God, you scared the shit out of us. I'm like, I scared you. The cops ended up being awesome. Again, they're 99% of the time, they're awesome. And the guy was like looking at my van, like, dude, this is awesome. He's like, this is cool, man. I always love van life. I think he still watches this show right now. So, sorry guys, to freak you out. I really am. Okay, the next time, here's the thing. I'm surprised I have not seen as many accidents on the road, on the freeways, everywhere, that I figured at this point, going on 4 years, that I figured I would have seen by now. I've not been in any, thankfully. I've not caused any. I've not seen hardly any. But the one major one that I did see was a van, much like this. I was in my minivan again. Most of these, I was in my minivan. It was a van about this size, and it was an icy day. I had my son in the van with me, and this van, for some reason, just started turning on an icy freeway on I-25 in Denver. And when he turned, I guess he kept hitting the acceleration and went right into the dividing wall. Effed his van to death. And I'll never forget that because we were right behind that dude. And thankfully I was able to go zip, zip and go right around him. And, man, I tell you, that was a scary thing. That was very scary. I have no video of that at all. Okay, and on the top of my dumb pieces of shit that I've ever encountered in my entire life, a guy in Dallas in a big white pickup truck, of course, with big old tires to make up for the size of his penis, pulled a gun on me. And let me explain why he pulled the gun on me, okay? I don't flip people off normally. I do on here once in a while just to get a point across, but I don't normally flip people off, and I didn't flip this guy off. But this guy's like in the road. I saw him in the rear view, and I'm like, yet another asshole. And Dallas is full of these people. So he gets right on my ass, starts flashing his lights because I'm sorry, I'm doing 10 over in the fast lane. That's not fast enough for this guy. I'm actively passing cars. Not good enough for this guy. Get out of the way! He's honking and flashing. I don't move because I'm an asshole like that. If you're going to be an asshole to me, you're going to get the biggest asshole you've ever seen. Trust me, that's me. I shouldn't do that. I should pull over, let him go kill himself. I don't know why I feel such a need to call people out on their stupidity. I always will, though. It may be the death of me someday. Who knows? I don't know how he didn't hit me. He was riding so close. I'm brake checking his ass. But he was close. And sure enough, you know, he pulls up next to me. I finally get a chance to get over because I was actively passing cars this whole time. I could not get over, okay? That's how stupid this person was. Texas. So I finally get over because I'm sick of this freaking guy. And he's holding a 9mm or whatever it is and pointing it right at me with his window down too. He could have shot. I don't know. I could not be here right now because of this one stupid person that I don't even know. How freaking stupid is that? So he's pointing his gun at me. I'm sitting there looking at him. What am I going to do? Hide? So I'm just sitting there going, what is your problem, dude? You're like, what are you, stupid? I'm just giving him this. My window was up. You know, I'm like, what? Why? You know, like, why is your life so shitty that it comes to something like that? Like, here's one that I'm not proud of telling you. And it still scares me to this day. It's happened a few times in my life, and I got it checked out, and thankfully I'm on some pretty good medication for high blood pressure. Get your shit checked if you're feeling off, man. I'm like 30 pounds overweight. I have been forever. You know, these things are going to keep happening. This little pain in my side that's keeping me from laying down right now. Who knows what the hell that is? Maybe you'll know in a few, maybe you know by now. Maybe it's in a previous video because I've been going to the doctor and everything. Anyway, I was at the Iowa 80, world's largest truck stop, and in Walcott, is it Walcott, Iowa? Something like that, yeah. And I was not feeling good. And at the time, I was drinking these, they're called Super Coffee. They're really delicious. And it's like an energy drink / coffee, which is like the worst of both worlds. If you're high blood pressure and probably shouldn't be drinking these things. And I just felt so bad. Like head rush, heart pounding. And all I wanted to do was just lay down, and I kept having to put my arms above my head and stretch, and like this is so I couldn't catch my breath. And I'm sitting there going, I could barely hold the freaking phone. And I don't have any video of this. I took video of this, but I ended up getting rid of it because it was so scary, you know. And if it ever happens again, hopefully it does not, because I'm working on this shit, people. I'll record and try to learn something from it and teach others for it. But I just I fell asleep, honestly, not knowing if I was going to wake up. And that sucked. Another time I was alone and I was worried about my life. I was worried about my well-being. I was in Gallup, New Mexico. And this was in like April. You would think New Mexico in April would be, I don't know, warm at night or at least tolerable. I was in the middle of a freezing, icy, snowy death cyclone or whatever they call it. And it was like 4 below zero. I had no heater at that point. I had an electric blanket, which did nothing for me. I had a couple of these type blankets, and I put on every hoodie I could find, some sweatpants, everything. I was double, triple layers. My nose was like blue. I thought I got frostbite. It was so damn cold in there. I had to turn the van on all night. You know, crack the window just to make sure I got no carbon monoxide or nothing. But I had to turn the heater on, and that's the only way I survived. I woke up. It wasn't bad when I went to sleep. It was cold, but you know, I layered up, put the electric blanket on, and I was okay. But then that temperature just plummeted. And about 4 hours later, I wake up and I'm like, I can't feel my hands, my nose, and I turned the vehicle on, and thankfully it heated up. But that was some scary shit.
I'm shaking right now. I've never been so freaking cold in my life. I have got to figure something out. Oh man, I can't even hold the phone still. if it wasn't for this electric blanket. Oh man, I got a bad feeling I'd be in a bad way right now. Turn the van on. As you can see, the windows are frozen up there. My pee bottle was frozen.
I talked about this a couple videos ago when I was giving you the how to defend yourself. I was in a Safeway parking lot, and this guy, and I was home, I wasn't on the road. This is in Colorado Springs, but I was still in the van, so I'm wearing flip-flops and shorts and just going to grab some groceries. No, I mean, no one's got to bother me. And this old lady's pushing a cart across the front of the store where the road's at, and this stupid asshole is like literally, I'm talking inches away from this old lady's cart, which would have, knocked her on her ass and maybe killed her. And this asshole storming, flying through there, and I see that, and I'm like, what the fuck are you doing? And this asshole goes all the way around the parking lot. And I'm walking to my car at this point. And I got groceries. I put them away. I close the door. Next thing I know, that car pulls up right behind my car. And this dude comes out, this asshole. He's like, oh, you got a problem, man? Mumble. And I'm like, dude, move your car. Like, what are we doing? And I actually said to him, do you really want to get your ass stomped in a Safeway parking lot? I think I said, do you really want to die in a Safeway parking lot? Whatever. Don't say shit like that. But when your blood's pumping, you're whatever. So I'm like, dude, I'm going to tell you, move your freaking car. So I get into my car. I start backing up a couple inches. I'm considering A, calling the cops, which I should have done. B, ramming them, which I should not have done. And I didn't do those two things. I just get out, and he's like right by my door now. So I push my door open, which he... When I did that, he tripped over the curb, landed in some rocks. And at that point, I just jumped on him and under the throat. He went out in like 3 or 4 seconds. And I hate this shit. I hate the fact. I hate it. I hate people wanting to fight. People like that guy are stupid. I hate myself for not calling the cops. Like, why wouldn't I just call the cops? They could have been there in 10 seconds. Whatever. I just don't understand people. Why does it got to come to that? I hated it. I'm not bragging that I did that. I'm just saying I freaking... Here's something I do have footage of, if I can find it. Hopefully, it's the whole reason I'm doing this. This is not a scary thing. This is not a dangerous thing. This is a straight up Brandon is a freaking moron thing. Okay? So I saw my friend Mike in Dallas and stayed a day or two with him. Haven't seen him in years before that. Haven't seen him since. I'll be seeing him soon in Dallas. We're filming a show together. So that's going to be cool for a Sci TV. Had everything staged by the door because I stayed at his house that night. Had everything staged by the door, my bags, everything. Got into the van, took off, drove about 8.5 hours all the way to Pensacola, Florida. And I was pulled over at a gas station. I'm like, getting hungry. I'm going to make some food real quick in the van. Probably just going to make it in a Road Pro oven or frying pan or something like that. No, it was a Road Pro, the freaking lunchbox that Road Pro has. You put a little tin thing in there, put your food in there, you latch the Road Pro. I'm sorry, Road Pro. Sorry, Alyssa. I'm trying to say something nice about your country. Here it is right here. It's a picture of it. This thing's awesome. It's an oven, and you plug it into your 12 volt, and you cook your dinner down the road, and there it is. So I'm all the way in Pensacola, Florida, and I'm in the back seat, and I'm going, there's a little more room back here than I'm used to. I left my camera bag in Dallas at Mike's house. Thankfully, I didn't lose it. That would have sucked, because I was going to Florida to film things with Eva Lise and all these different people, and I had to drive all the way back to Dallas. 8.5 hours back to Dallas, then 8.5 hours back to Pensacola. I did it in one shot because I was so pissed off the whole time.
Oh no. Oh no. I don't believe what I just did. I forgot my camera bag at Mike's house. Oh no.
Another thing that happened when we were filming Vinny's Fantastic Rock and Roll Adventure, which you can watch on Amazon Prime, Asy TV at asytv.com, Tubi, Fossum, it's everywhere. You could buy the DVD or the Blu-ray on walmart.com or on Amazon. Anyway, it's a fun movie. It's a travel movie. It's a van life movie. You'll love it. Anyway, while we were filming that, though, we were in Albuquerque. We woke up... I think this happened in Albuquerque. We stayed at a lot of Cracker Barrels, but we woke up and there was some asshole revving a motorcycle next to us. Everything smelled like gas and just loud, and it was like 6 in the morning.
Dipshits with motorcycles right next to us. Yay.
We were going to go see this giant muffler man type guy, this Paul Bunyan thing. And when we pulled in, it was Night of the Living Freaking Dead. It was Walking Dead. It was every zombie movie you ever saw. It was all drug addict homeless people. And they all just kind of like spawned to life when we pulled up in our 2 vans, and they're all like, and it looked like zombies. It was so scary that we didn't give a shit about the Paul Bunyan muffler man thing. We just hightailed it out. I don't know if there's footage of that or not. There might be.
We're gonna hit the big lumberjack at the May Cafe in Albuquerque. Nope. Littered with homeless, scumbag-looking drug addict people. Albuquerque is basically the Walking Dead.
Okay, 2 more. This one's silly, and I know there's footage of this. I went to the gates of Area 51 out there on the extraterrestrial highway, right behind the little alien in Rachel, Nevada. It's cool. It's something you should do. There's nothing there. It's just a gate with a bunch of cameras, and if you're lucky, they'll blow a horn at you, or they'll try to freak you out. You'll see a white truck off in the distance. It's creepy. And it's a one-way dirt road to this particular gate. I don't know if there's other gates. There could be. And you go there, and you go, okay, cool. So, and when you're driving there, it's a dirt road, so there's like a big plume of dust behind you and everything, and they know you're coming from miles and miles out. And it was awesome. I love stuff like that. It's my favorite thing. So I'm out there having a damn good time, just staring at a fence and looking at the cameras. Hi. And it is what it is. But on the way back, I'm driving down that dirt road. I got a big plume of smoke behind me, a big plume of dust behind me. And through that dust, I'm kind of looking, I'm going, I see a little like white, a little speck of white. And it got a little closer, and I noticed it was an RV, not an RV, like a SUV.
I think somebody might be following me now. There is a truck back there. Way in the distance. Coming out of the gate. There's a white truck. Okay, this might get interesting.
That wasn't there. That had to have come from the other side of the fence. There was nobody on this road unless they were hiding in a bush or something like that, and I passed it. They had to have come from the Area 51 gate, okay? Now, once you pass the Area 51 gate, it goes for miles before you get to Area 51, of course. But it's just, that truck was not there. So I'm looking in the rearview mirror. I'm like, oh, damn, dude, I might be in trouble. Like, this is weird. Like, what did I do? I didn't take a step past the gate. So anyway, and then all of a sudden, it just disappeared. There it went. It was gone. Maybe they were going to the little alien to grab a UFO burger or something. I don't know.
He's actually back there and has caught up to me a lot. You can't see him through the dust trail, but I saw 2 little headlights. Not that close, but not that far.
And finally, the last one. Again, I don't know if there's footage of this. There might be. I don't think there is. There might be footage of me reacting to it. Who knows? But I was in Los Angeles. It's hard to find places. You can park on the side of the road in Los Angeles. It's legal to do that. It's not a problem, but you got to find a space to do it. I was in Burbank, which is one of my favorite parts of Los Angeles. Hopefully it's untouched by the fires. Sorry again to everybody who lost their shit in the fires. I have a couple friends that lost their houses, and that's... I've lost 2 houses in fires. I know how that is. It sucks. But anyway, I'm parked at a Planet Fitness in Burbank. Probably the shittiest part of Burbank. And I wake up in the middle of the night to a skateboarder who's doing... It's a big parking lot. He's not breaking the law by doing it. But it was so freaking annoying. And then I kind of go, oh God, dude, can you stop doing ollies or flips or whatever the freaking, whatever a skateboard thing is? Can you please stop? It's like 3 a.m, guy. And then, so I'm awake now. And I'm glad he woke me up because, I don't know, 30 minutes later after I woke up, I get these 2 cars that park really close to me. I'm talking, like if I opened my door halfway, I would have hit them. And there's another car on top of them, and then a car gets in front of them. And I had my window, covers in. So I'm sitting there going, oh God, who's this now? I'm getting pissed at this point. And I'm just sitting there, this is like FLA at this point. I just want to get out of here. And I had slept in this parking lot at the Planet Fitness 3 nights in a row. I had never had any problems. It was noisy, whatever, cool. It's a 24-hour gym, of course. It just, So there's 3 cars very, very close to me in the slots next to me. And they're talking loudly. They are arguing loudly about money, about drugs, okay? Yeah, it's a drug deal. A big one, apparently. I'm peeking like this out my little side thing right here. Just kind of, what the hell is going on? It was like a movie drug deal. And I locked and loaded. I just knew something was going to go bad in that drug deal. And then I peek out again, and in the front I had a curtain across it, but I could still see a little bit. And I had all my lights off and everything, so they couldn't really see in, but I could see out. I look, and there's somebody looking in my driver's side door window, like looking in like this, like both hands, and I could hear them. My van's shaking a little bit, and I hear them. I think there's somebody in here. I think there's somebody. I'm like, they're looking through my windows. Another guy goes to the other side, and the passenger side window looks through that window. I can see little slits in the side of the curtains, and I'm like, this is really bad. Like, I have a loaded pistol in my hand. I guarantee you they do. And I'm like going, okay, I can't. There's nothing I can do. What am I going to do? Call the cops? Like, what am I going to do? Finally, they stop looking into my van, and they go back to their business. And at that point, I left I remember I left the rear. I had a reflective, whatever, window shade, and I left them in the side windows and in the back window. And I moved the curtain aside a little bit. I didn't have them in the front windows, and I moved the curtain aside just a little bit, and I quietly hopped into the driver's seat, and I started it up, put it in gear immediately, and took off. And I don't know if they would have done anything. I have no idea. But that situation was effed up in the worst possible way. I felt like I was on Miami Vice or something. I felt like I was in Grand Theft Auto. And it was so scary. All of these guys were scary as shit looking. And they're just big dudes, like just scary looking, big gang looking dudes. And I was like, no, dude, this is like, if it was one of them, I'd be like, okay, maybe I'm okay. Like, I can defend myself against one. But there was like 6 or 7. I didn't count, okay? And I just took off. And I think I'm hopefully eliminated any chance of anything bad happening. But that's it, people. That is it. I mean, nothing really bad has happened to me in van life. I don't want you to be fooled by all of these YouTubers out there that need the likes and need the clicks and views and need the subscriptions. I'm not doing this for that. I'm doing this because I really love van life, and I really love documenting all of this stuff that I'm doing, whether it's my personal stuff in the house, whether it's my personal health, whether it's, relationships, family, all this stuff. I love documenting this stuff because now I have it forever. That is why I do this YouTube show. YouTube pays me, Google pays me like $100 a month, $200 a month on good months. And that's really about it. None of those are really from these van life videos. It's all from Asai TV stuff. So that's why I do this YouTube show, the Brandon Bishop Van Life. I shouldn't even call it that. I should call it just Brandon Bishop or something. I don't know. Anyway, it's just fun for me. It keeps me on a routine to put out a video once a week, or put out a video sometimes 3 times a week. Right now it's just Mondays because there's not a lot going on, but we will be back on the road in March. I can't wait. We're going to make a big ass loop around this whole country, and it's going to be great. And then we'll start doing them twice a week again, whatever it is. But love each other, everybody. I got to go. I'll see you next Monday. Go to the link tree in the description. Get a side TV at asytv.com. That's my life's work. That's all the shows and movies that I film. I think you'll love it. It's only $5 a month. You can afford it. Like and subscribe here if you wanna. I'm not going to pressure you. And I'll see you next Monday, okay? Be good people. And don't be afraid of van life, because most of the YouTubers out here that are trying to scare you, and it's all bullshit.
Living in a freaking van!